Good evening, you absolute beauties. My name's Cheeky Sport Dave, and today we're here live and direct at the National Football Museum in Manchester for an unprecedented fight. That's right. That's right. It's not the fight night tonight, so don't worry, you ain't missing out on nothing right now. The fight night is happening on Saturday at the Manchester Arena, but tonight, all fighters on the card will be having their open workout right here in the public at the National Football Museum. It's going to be it's going to be electric. And guess what? You get to see it live and direct here. That's right. Listen, it's world-breaking stuff. We have the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk, all the way from the plains of Ukraine, here defending every single title in his division against the one and only Mr. Tony Bellew. Yes, right, the bomber himself. This time, like many other times, he is not the favorite for the fight. However, he's proved time and time again that he's got what it takes. He's got what it takes to push it over the edge. Now, this fight card is absolutely ram-packed and stacked with absolutely brilliant, amazing fighters. Many local and many from all across the globe. We've got fighters from Argentina. That's right, fitting because we were at the National Football Museum today. That's right, the National Football Museum, Argentinian fighters, and as my good friend and esteemed colleague, Mr. David Diamante, said earlier on, there won't be no hands of God going on in the fight night. It will be who has the hands of victory. That's right. I'm gonna let you guys know real quick who is on the fight card for the night. On the fight card on Saturday night, we have, obviously, the title fight, Tony Bellew, Alexander Usyk, the special one. Underneath that, we've got the $1 million Crolla, yes, hailing from Manchester, here, these very parts himself. I saw him this morning on a cheeky little walk. I was popping to Greg's. He weren't popping to Greg's because obviously they're part of his dietary requirements, you know what I'm saying? Other pastry establishments are also available, you know what I mean? We don't have any partnership with those guys over there. On top of that, he's fighting Mr. David Jordan for the final eliminator in the WBA World Lightweight title. That's right, and who is the current champion in the WBA World Lightweight? Listen, you know who it is. It's also a Ukrainian, sorry, Mr. Vasyl Lomachenko. That's right. Underneath that, we've got Josh Kelly versus Walter Fabian Castillo in a 10 by 3 minutes welterweight contest. Underneath that, we've got Ricky Burns versus Scotty Cardle in a 10 by 3 minutes lightweight contest. And then we have the people's champion, the people's favorite, Mr. Dave Allen. That's right. Absolutely. And you know what he is? He's a character. Dave Allen, that's what I said. Listen, what's what I say about Mr. Dave Allen? He's an absolute character. We love the guy, all right? Coming back off an amazing knockout victory over Mr. Nick Webb when he was this close to retiring, but he's fully back in the mix. And he's already been put on another fight card after this. He hasn't even won this fight and he's already been put on another fight card. That's how you know there is a lot of love for Mr. Dave Allen. Don't worry, guys. I know what you're thinking. Dave, all right? I love a bit of boxing and I like a cheeky punt as well. Don't worry, we got the odds for you as well. We've got the odds for you for all of these undercard fights. We got round by round betting for the main event as well. And you will not find a better place for round by round betting than with William Hill. I don't care who it is, all right? It don't matter. William Hill's where it's at. I'll give you guys a quick top down of the odds in the main fight. We have, and let me hit you up first with some round by round. We have Alexander Usyk for a round 1 knockout, 45 to 1. Round 2, 35 to 1. Round 3, 22 to 1. Round 4, 20 to 1. Round 5, 16 to 1. I'm telling you, you can't get better odds at round by round betting, and that's the favorite. And then if we switch it on to Tony Bellew, we got 100 to 1 for round 1. Round 2, 80 to 1. Round 3 through round 5, 66 to 1. Round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In fact, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50 to 1. Just letting you guys know once again. And I'm saying, because obviously some of you guys have just shown up. So I'm going to let you guys know where we're at. Right now, we're at the National Football Museum. In fact, I'm going to let you guys listen to Mr. David Diamante, who is currently in the ring right now, and he's going to let you know who we got coming out next.
Stand by to pick up the interview.
Our next fighter that we're going to bring in for the open workout He's one of yours and ours favorites. Ladies and gentlemen, the White Rhino from Conisbro, the Doncaster de La Hoya, or just call him the Sock. Ladies and gentlemen, David Allen.
Right behind me, sporting the jazzy, the ever jazzy Rocky shorts. You know what I mean? Listen, he loves it. And you know what I love? I love the fact that he's back in love with the game, back in love with the game of boxing, back in love with it all. And you know what's even more funny? We're all back in love with him as well. I'll let you guys know the odds of his fight. He's 1 to 33. Absolutely, 1 to 33, and his opponent is at 10 to 1 to beat him. It's Ariel Esteban Brancamonte. Okay, guys, I can't listen. Look at Dave. Look, he's having it. Look, he's literally just having a good time in there. Look at him. He's literally just having. Look at the smile on his face. He's loving it. He's loving it, mate. Look at that. Look. Sporting. Like I said once again, sporting the ever jazzy Rocky shorts. Smile gleaming. Gotta love Mr. Dave Allen. Gotta love him. And like I said, he hasn't even won this fight yet. He hasn't even won this fight yet. He's already on another fight card. He's already on another fight card. That's how much he's back in love with the game of boxing. And we are back in love with him. Absolutely. Now, usually on a night like tonight, we'd have my partner in crime, Mr. Gareth A. Davis, who is currently stuck in some traffic somewhere. He'll be here in a little bit. He's running a little bit late. He will be popping in here shortly. You'll just see him fly in the middle of the camera. We're in an audacious fashion, probably looking like a hot mess, because he's a bit of a hot mess for being here late, to be honest with you. But he's got all of the technical jargon, the technical know-how of what's going on in the ring today. Like I said to you guys, some of you guys are just joining the live stream right now. We've got the one and only Mr. Alexander Usyk in the building. Alexander Usyk touched down in London, fresh and direct on Monday, ready for this fight. He is here now. I'm talking about the undisputed, unified cruiserweight champion of the world, the owner and holder of every single belt in the division. Do you know what that means? You actually know what that means. This is groundbreaking. This is record breaking. This is unprecedented. A fight like this has never happened on these shores, and it's happening on Saturday. That is why this is such a big major fight, and that's why you guys should be fully involved in what's going on here. Like, listen. Like I said, right now, I've got a friend right here. I have no idea who he is, but he shouldn't be standing there, because right by me right there, my good friend Gareth's going to be standing there when he gets here. Stuck in traffic. I spoke to him a little while earlier on. He was like, oh yeah, mate, I'm at the M62 toll. I'm like, mate, you're in the M6 toll? Mate, you ain't going to be here on time. Nah, he ain't here on time. But guys, I'm going to fill you out with some of the odds for the fight on Saturday. It's all happening. It's all happening. Now, Alexander Usyk to win this fight is at 1 to 6. For a draw in this fight is at 28 to 1. And for Tony Bellew to win this one, this is by any means necessary, is 9 to 2, which I think are pretty good odds, to be honest with you. Because you don't understand. Listen, we're talking about the undefeated fighter in Alexander Usyk. Undefeated. Just coming off the back of the World Boxing Super Series, collecting all the belts. I'm talking about WBO, WBA, WBC, IBF, and Ring Magazine. Listen, I'm talking about the whole collection. You know what I'm saying? Listen, a certain man called Mr. Ash Ketchum in Pokemon used to say, gotta catch them all. Guess what? Alexander Usyk did that. You know what I'm saying? The entire game of Dragon Ball Z was about collecting all the Dragon Balls. Who's got all the Dragon Balls in this division? Mr. Alexander Usyk. That's why this fight is incredible. That's why this fight is so huge. But another reason why this fight is actually amazing is the man that's in the ring right now, Mr. Dave Allen. Oh, but listen, it's majestic. Look at the way he's moving. Look at him. Look. How could you not love the guy? How could you not? Ah, yes, the White Rhino himself. Ah, it's good to see him back in the ring. It's good to see him in there enjoying himself. His last fight was an absolutely scintillating knockout. His fight before that, listen, his fight before that, he was so out of it. He wasn't even supposed to have a chance in that fight, a dog in that fight. He said that if he lost that fight against Nick Webb, that'll be it. He said he's hanging up his gloves. That's it, he's done. Out of nowhere, an incredible knockout. This was on the undercard of the Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker fight at the O2. I remember I was ringside for that fight, but I was ringside for not his fight, but for the main fight. I was at home when that fight happened, and everyone was like, David, you've missed a knockout of the night. I was like, oh my, this is why you've got to keep it tuned. That's why you've got to stay locked in to everything coming out during fight week and on fight night itself. It is all happening. But guys, first and foremost, I'm gonna hit you guys out with a VT. We've got a VT with some special words from the one and only Johnny Nelson on Tony Bellew. Check this out.
Tony Bellew is no fool.
Yeah.
Tony Bellew is one of the cleverest fighters out there that understands our game. That understands if he can find a way, he'll find it. He don't want to fight Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's too long, tall, gangly. He don't want to fight Anthony Joshua. He understands what he can do and what he can't do. He wants to fight Alexander Usyk because he sees something we don't.
He's seeing something, yeah.
Like he's done in the past. He sees this is achievable. Tony Bellew's boxing ability is underrated. He's actually a very good technical fighter. He can bang, but he's actually a very good. I think technically he's actually better than Usyk. Usyk, if he's going to fight Usyk, now's the time because Usyk hasn't got the confidence to match his ability, and this guy is good. Usyk, to me, I thought, Tony, if you're going to fight him now before he knows what he's doing.
Listen. Those were some really good, nice words from the one and only Mr. Johnny Nelson, the longest reigning cruiserweight champion of all time. He still holds that. He's the longest reigning cruiserweight champion of all time. You know what I'm saying? Does that put him into GOAT status? Who knows? Guys, for those guys that are just joining us right now, we are live and direct at the National Football Museum in Manchester. That's right. Listen, this place is the theatre of football. This city in London boasts the greatest team of all time, Manchester United. That's right. I know some of you guys out there might be City fans, but I'm sorry. We also have the derby going on Sunday. Listen, Manchester City versus Manchester United, the Etihad. But listen, before that blockbuster happens, we have got a blockbuster fight. I'm talking Alexander Usyk versus the one and only Mr. Tony Bellew. But guys, I'm gonna take it right back to the ring so you guys can see what's happening in there.
Mr. De La Hoya will be in the ring, throwing the hands. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and bring on our next fighter. This is another great domestic clash. One guy's a Scot, but I'll call it domestic. It's still the UK. So It's a lightweight fight. Introducing first, this gentleman is the former Central Area English and British lightweight champion, fighting out of Lytham, St. Anne's, England. He's with his head trainer, Matthew Ellis. Please welcome Scotty Cardle. And he'll be fighting the Rickster, Ricky Burns, on Saturday night. And right now,
so now Scotty Cardle is making his way to the ring, and the White Rhino is patiently bulldozing himself to us right here. That's right, live and direct. The White Rhino is going to be out here, right here, in just a few moments in them jazzy shorts. You know, listen, if there's anything you want me to ask him, any questions you got for him, let me know. Drop it in the comments, and who knows, I might pick it out. You know what I mean? I might not. But hey, what the heck, you ain't gonna know if you don't put it in there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, listen, like I said, this is such a huge, packed, juicy card full of amazing fights. Not to mention the main fight itself, Alexander Usyk versus Tony Bellew. Tony, the Bomber Bellew. The man that is always fought against. The people always think, you know what, he can't do it. David Haye won. They said he can't do it. David Haye 2. They said he can't do it. What did he do? Sensational knockout. I was there live and I saw it. I witnessed it with my own 2 eyeballs. All right, twice. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. That's why this fight is going to be absolutely scintillatingly incredible. And like I said, the round by round betting is I can't even put into words how exceptional this is. Absolutely exceptional. Round by round betting for this fight. I'm going to tell you what the odds are for Tony Bellew. Listen, for Tony Bellew to knock him out in round 1 is 100 to 1. 100 to 1. Listen, that's because they know how exceptionally great a fighter Mr. Alexander Usyk is. Incredible fighter. I don't think it will ever go that early, but I think if Tony Bellew's going to have to win this fight, he's going to have to use power, and he's going to have to win it by knockout. And that's why the round by round betting for knockout is a good shout. Absolutely good shout. Rounds 2 is at 80 to 1. 3, 4, 5 is at 66 to 1. 6 through 9 is at 50 to 1. 50 to 1. It's still at 50 to 1. Oh my, this is insane. Round 10 is at 66 to 1, round 11 is at 80 to 1, and round 12 is at 100 to 1. It ain't going to round 12. And then we have Alexander Usyk. I'll tell you what he's looking at. 45 to 1 for round 1, 35 to 1 to round 2, 22 to 1 for round 3, 20 to 1 at round 4, 5 is at 16 to 1, and then this is where the bookmakers think it's gonna go down. Literally go down. We're talking rounds 6 through 9 is at 14 to 1. The shortest odds for round by round betting on this fight, which is still the best odds for round by round betting across every single bookmaker. I don't care who it is. I don't care what your first initial is. You ain't got better round by round than us. You know what I'm saying? All right? Now, guys, I'm telling you, there are a lot of big, major fights happening. That's right. Wilder Fury, we're going to be bringing you loads of exceptional content on Wilder Fury. I'm flying out there. All right, I got my bookings confirmed. I'll be out there in LA from the Wednesday. That's right, from the public workout day itself all the way through down to fight night. We've got exceptional content coming out for you guys. We're going to have the best odds on round by round betting for that fight as well. We also have Dillian Whyte versus Chisora 2 happening live and direct at the O2. Listen, we're going to be bringing you unbelievable content throughout the entire week for that fight week. And as you know from the first fight, it literally stole the show, because it was the main undercard fight on Anthony Joshua's card. Absolutely stole the show. Listen, it's going to be an incredible fight, and we'll have, like I said, once again, the best in round by round betting on that too. For the guys that's joining us, once again, I'll let you guys know exactly where we are and what we're doing. And if you haven't figured it out already by seeing what's going on behind me, I don't know who can help you, but I'm gonna give you a little hand. All right, we're here at the National Football Museum here in Manchester, the home of football. That's right, there is so much football memorabilia in here. It smells of glory. And that is what's going to be happening on Saturday night. Glory, pride, passion, blood, sweat, tears. There's a bit of blood and tears, a bit of sweat going on in the ring right now. That's right, we've got all fighters on the card of the Alexander Usyk versus Tony the Bomber Bellew fight here in the National Football Museum today. That's right, we have fight expert Mr. Gareth A. Davis stuck in traffic somewhere. On his way here right now to give you guys the finite details, the great details about every single one of these fighters, the way they throw their hands, the reason why they move the way they move. You know, he's got information on all of the trainers. That's what listen, I'm talking about world-renowned fight expert, Mr. Gareth A. Davis. All right, listen, he's going to be here. God knows when, but he's coming. All right, he's coming. The last time he weren't here, he was over there in New York enjoying himself, sunning himself. But listen, this fight is an unmissable fight. This fight is unprecedented. Once again, if you guys do not understand what's happening, I'm talking about the unified cruiserweight champion of the world fighting here in London, defending every single belt in the division against Tony the Bomber Bellew. Listen, the undercard is exceptional, and one of the star names on the undercard is Mr. Dave Allen. My guy, Dave, how's it going?
Very well, mate. How are you?
Oh, mate, fantastic. I enjoyed what was going on there in the ring.
Something a little bit different. I train the young lad there, Danny Morell. I train him. He's my protege, and if he can do all this now, it's a fantastic experience for him. It gives me something fun too. I don't have to hit the pads. I just like to do something different all the time.
Absolutely. Listen, what I love is the smile on your face. Like you're loving the game.
Yeah, you know, if I weren't doing this, I'd be in a warehouse somewhere in Doncaster. So how can I not enjoy this?
It's absolutely incredible. How are you looking forward to the fight on Saturday?
I'm looking forward to it. You know, I expect a knockout victory. The opponent, I don't really know anything about him, so I don't worry about things that are out of my control. I will deal with what comes on Saturday. Until then, I will enjoy each and every minute of this fight week.
How was your last fight? Your last outing out there in Newcastle? How did that go?
Well, you saw it.
Right, listen, tell them, just in case they ain't seen it.
It was a minute and 5. The stoppage was recorded at a minute and 5, but it was 53 seconds. It was over in. I've watched it back a few times. It was pretty poor, but I did the job. I did everything. I did as good a job as him as could have been done. So I'm happy with it. I'm getting better all the time. And we're on to Saturday night. I'm the most busiest, I'm the most active fighter in the UK.
Tell them.
And that can only be a good thing. I can only keep performing better and better by being active.
Absolutely. I was saying to them earlier on that you're already on another card. You're already clean on another card. What's that? December 8th? December
8th. I need to win first, obviously Saturday. Otherwise, that won't happen.
Your picture might be coming off the old graphic there.
They might scratch me off the poster. But no, I'm really happy. I love boxing, so. Just to be involved in all this, like, hello, how you doing, right, mate? Just to be involved in it monthly now. I'm fighting monthly, you know. And I just love it. This is just everything I dreamed of, and I'm doing it on a monthly basis. It's fantastic.
I love it. What about the main fight? How do you think that one's going to go?
Well, I was hoping no one would ask me that, because I really hope Tony wins. Obviously, like the rest of the UK does, but Usyk is a special fighter, and Tony's got his work cut out. I'm not gonna openly say I don't think he can win, because I've said that so many times. He's proven me wrong, but he's got his work cut out with Usyk. He's a special fighter. Tony Bellew's a world-class fighter, but I think Usyk's one of the elite. That's how we look at it.
Absolutely. Listen, Dave, absolutely. Thanks a lot for stopping by and talking to us. We'll catch you tomorrow at the your presser, and we'll see you soon. Good luck on Saturday. Yeah. Listen, Dave Allen. Listen, Dave Allen's a guy that can steal your show, you know. You just wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know it's happening before you realise Dave has just stolen your show. Your show's just gone. You know what I mean? Out of nowhere, your show's just gone. Dave Allen's just taking it by an emphatic victory. 53 seconds. Listen. That shows you how in love Dave is with the game. He said it was recorded on the clock as 1:08. He took his own little stopwatch to it, and it was like, I'll give it 53. 53-second knockout victory over there in Newcastle. Now, guys, for you guys that are just joining us once again, we are at the National Football Museum in Manchester for the Alexander Usyk versus Tony Bellew fight workout. That's right. It's going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be an amazing fight. But even more so, tonight is going to be absolutely electric. We've got all of the fighters on the card in that very ring tonight. It is all happening tonight. On top of that, we also have the one and only Mr. Gareth A. Davis that's going to be on his way here soon. Well, he's on his way here somewhere, joining us right now to give you guys the details, the finite details about every single fighter, their boxing record, what they eat for breakfast, how they have their eggs, scrambled, boiled, poached, sunny side up, over easy, over hard, who knows? Gareth knows, you know what I'm saying? And Gareth will be here shortly to let you guys know all that great and glorious stuff. I'm just here to let you guys know about the fun of the event and how great the sport of boxing is, and to ask him all them tricky, difficult questions that you guys want to know. On top of that, I'm here to let you guys know what the odds are for this fight. Listen, not even just for this fight, sorry, for every single fight on the card on the night, it's going to be absolutely exceptional. But before that, I'm bringing the one and only Mr. Lamar and my guy, Richard. Hey, Rich, how's it going? Yeah. Spin round here. Yeah, how's it going?
All good, man. How you doing?
Fantastic, man. Doing really good.
You look like it.
Hey, I look like it, you know. You always look like you're doing good. For those that don't know, this is Dillian Whyte's big bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, so good, man. I'm sure, you know, they know from watching. If they don't know.
Yeah, if they don't know.
You guys welcome me all the time on William Hill, so, you know, it's a pleasure again to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you. It's good to have you. Listen, you're looking forward to this. It's a serious fight you got.
Yeah,
it's a serious fight you got,
There's a lot on the line, you know. For those who don't know, there's WBA title there, which is mine.
Woo! Tell them.
It's going to be nice to lift that.
Yeah, fantastic. We just
cool.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it'll be beautiful for you to lift that title. How's training camp been? Because I know you like to switch it up every now and then. I know you like to take styles from different countries, different cultures.
Yeah, like I was in Poland for a bit, trained with Mateusz Masternak. I was there. He was training for his fight against Dorticus, so it was good. Kind of trying to learn from that and deal with that type of style of boxing. I go Cuba sometimes, as you all know.
Yeah.
You know, so I get the slick movements from there. You know, the salsa legs. So yeah, and obviously doing work here. Sometimes I go training with my bro Dillian Whyte in Loughborough. So yeah, man, it's just a mixture of things. You know, I don't think it's good to just stay in one place. Sometimes you need to take yourself out of your comfort zone, because that's what you have to do as a fighter. Sometimes you might have to go box overseas and fight in someone's backyard. If you don't know how it feels to just kind of take yourself into like an environment like that, then it'll probably be harder on a night you'll actually do it in a real fight.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, your division is packed, as you can see, with the main cards on this fight here. How do you see yourself, you know what I mean, making your way up to the world level? You know what I'm saying? To the creme de la creme.
Listen, just staying on my path, staying on my lane. I'll get there. Eventually, I will get there. That's it.
He wants to get confused at this time and worry about the guys ahead of him. Not being funny. You know, at the minute, those guys are up there for a reason. They've got vast experience. Usyk's got a lot of experience amateur, and then he's come in and he's done the World Series and he's won it. And he's dominated in all of the fights he's had. So now Richard is a man who is coming strong. He's a strong specimen. He's in excellent shape, step by step. And like he said, we're just going to take our time on his path, on his time, on his own terms. And we're gonna just wait behind them until they slow down that inch, and we'll strike like the Cobra.
I said like the Cobra. I love it.
So yeah, it's an interesting fight this weekend, man.
Absolutely. How many years? If we can put a years on it, how many years do you think until you're ready? You're gonna be ready for that?
I think with consistency, hard work, dedication, perseverance, I reckon a year and a bit. That's it. Good of a learning.
That's good. Obviously, he's a confident man. There's nothing wrong with that. The fighter has to be confident. I feel, I wouldn't put a time on it. I feel every fight is a learning curve. So he goes out there, he performs under the lights, he takes in the experience, and he just does what he has to do, get the W, and you continue to learn. He's only, 7-0 at the minute. So there's a few steps to go, you know what I mean? Those guys have had at least over 20 fights. Oh, well, Usyk's a bit different. He's something different. So we can't class him. He's had hundreds and hundreds of amateur fights, so that's something totally different.
Yeah.
But I mean, any other fighter would normally be, if they're going to step up to world level, they would have done the British, European, and then world level, and so on. So there's a few steps to climb. So we don't want to be too hasty. So we're going to take our time, you know what I mean?
All right, cool. Your fight on Saturday. What do you know about your opposition, and how do you think it's going to go?
So with my opposition, he seems quite game. He looks hungry. He's a prospect as well, undefeated, and that's all I need to know. So I know I need to make sure that I'm on point that night, and I believe that I could get him out there. You know, mid-fight, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm planning to box him.
How about yourself? How do you see that going?
I don't really know much about him. I've just watched him here. I've seen him before. They said he's undefeated. Is he undefeated though? Oh, one draw. Okay, yeah. I knew it was 1-something. I wasn't sure. Like I said, I don't know too much about him, but I've seen him. Obviously, he's undefeated, so he's got a little bit more experience. He's had more ring time than Rich. But I mean, Rich's got a good boxing brain, and he's got the equalizer, which is the power. And he's got that the big power there. I don't want to let too much go just yet. Hopefully they'll just see it on Saturday night, the power, and it does the damage what we need. But I mean, like you said, they're both hungry lads going in. But Richard's tool, he's got the range. He just needs to go in there and utilize that. And we're looking to get the W. That's it.
Absolutely. Now, moving on to the main fight itself, Usyk, Bellew. Obviously, you've got a stake in that fight, keeping your eye on what's going on over there. Yeah. How do you see that fight going?
It's an interesting fight, you know, to be honest. Like, so many people have asked me this question. Nobody really knows. Like, that's why so many people are so interested in it. Like, Bellew's got the power, he's got the reflexes, he's got the experience. Then on the other hand, you got somebody that's had some ridiculous amateur background, and he's actually gone into people's backyards and dethroned them as champion in a few fights. You know, 15 fights is crazy. You know, and he's actually a unified champion. He's actually living people's dreams. Boxers have been boxed for over 10 years, and they dream of holding one world title. But he's got all of them. In
all the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, all the Dragon Balls. You know, it's ridiculous. Like, people don't understand. You know, that's a dream come true, to be an undefeated world champion. Undisputed, sorry.
Absolutely. So how do you see it, guys? You said it's
mine's is a bit different. Obviously, listen, UK, we need to support our own and stand by our guys. Tony's done great for the sport of boxing in the UK. He's been a great ambassador. You know, he's an analyst on Sky, and he's doing his thing. Right now, this is the pinnacle. He's stepping up to dizzy great heights. Believe me, yeah? So the thing now you have is he fought David Haye, but we can't put David Haye on the same pedestal right now as you said. That old David Haye anyway. Do you understand? So on Saturday night, he's going to be fighting someone who's unique, very skillful, very elusive, and for me, he's just a bigger version of Lomachenko. You understand? His movement, his him slipping and sliding and so forth. But I think Tony has that heart, that drive, that desire, that hunger, that will, and that can't be quantified, as you're saying. So that alone kind of gives it one of those spectrum saying, but in this case, I believe Usyk will win on points, or Tony will win via knockout. Pretty simple.
That's it.
And that's what it is.
All right, I like that. You see what I'm saying? Listen, some cheeky tips there for you, man. Listen, finally from both of you, obviously.
I'm betting shop soon as well.
Hey, listen, there's only one to go to, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, finally from both of you guys, obviously Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora. Number 2 is going down December 22nd, Christmas cracker, explosive.
Just a couple of days before.
You know what I'm saying?
Christmas.
What you're saying?
I believe that Dillian's gonna get a late KO. I was debating with somebody backstage, and they were saying 8, I was saying 9. So it's gonna be a late KO around that time.
Fantastic. Yourself?
I believe, you know, Gareth.
Look who it is. Look who's just showed up. Out of nowhere.
I've been in Manchester for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like an hour a mile round here. What is it, Man City?
An hour a mile.
Man City.
You're slacky.
You know, like I've got my Man City colours on.
Get out of here with these City colours.
Anyway, I rudely interrupted. Where were you?
He was letting me know about what's going on. 22nd.
Come December, we'll have a new and improved Dillian Whyte, as we've all been seeing. Chisora.
You're going to start fighting as well now.
I'm an
You're
old
on the
man,
undercard.
They should put me off. If they wouldn't pay me, I'll never tear
I
up.
think you should be on the undercard.
Just give me a 2 round.
Because your back's better now, isn't it?
My back is getting better. It is. You can see I'm a bit more. Give me a 2. I've got good power. So give me a 2 rounder.
Can we see you go on the pads in a bit then?
Give me 300 grand. I'll go in there and have a fucking war, mate, for 2 rounds. And then I wanted a boozer after. But back to the fight. Chisora, as we saw in the last fight, for me, he was getting battered. He's getting punched from pillar to post against Takam. You can see he's durable, he's strong. He pulled an amazing punch out of the bag and got the win. So for me, if you look at that, you know, he hasn't improved from where he was 2 years ago. We've improved vastly, you know. So come to 22nd,
on the end of the jab and you won the fight.
He'll just go out there, box his head off, and then he should get a late stoppage.
End of the jab. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? End of the jab.
No, you're not wrong. So
end of the jab.
That's
because Dillian's jab is now world class as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Listen, double jab. The double jab.
There's no answer to the things that I say. I've even silenced the big man.
The old double jab.
Listen, whatever you say, I'm going with you. The jab is the key.
No, I agree. It really is.
And I always kind of put that in with most of these boxers, you know what I mean? So come December the 22nd, we're going to see. I believe Chisora might be a little bit better. I shouldn't really kind of discredit him because I think he gets up for these kind of fights.
He's not a donkey then, no?
With my bro. No. He is the donkey. We saw that already. I can't change what my bro said. He's the donkey.
But he's a donkey bringing saddlebags of cash.
With the cash. Him and hay. He's got the hay and the donkey.
Hey, listen, on that bombshell, we're going to let you go still. Hey,
love as always, man.
Most of them out of love. See you guys tomorrow. Listen.
I can't wait for your fight as well. It's going to be a great one. There's a lot on the line. A lot on the line with Sam there, of course. You know? Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. Brilliant. Cheers. Sorry I missed you early on.
Now, Gareth, seeing as though you've been so kind enough to join me back here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to break down the main fight. Let him know about the main event on Saturday. The main event that they should be, you know what I mean, getting involved in.
It's a really historic fight. It's a fight that involves, of course, Tony Bellew, the man you cannot write off. The fat geezer from Liverpool, who's his own Rocky story. He's been in there. He's been in there with Sylvester Stallone. He's been slapped around by all these Hollywood actors. But he's beaten David Haye twice. He's won the WBC Cruiserweight title against Olumba Makabu. We all write him off. But he's funny, he can fight, and you know what? He's up against one of the great boxers in the modern sport. Alexander Usyk, unbeaten in 15 fights. Southpaw, can move, amazing work rate. Olympic gold medalist at heavyweight at London 2012. Tony Bellew has got it all to do. But can he land that big left hook? Can he impose his physicality? Can he be outworked round after round? But take the opportunity when it comes, because that's what he's got to do in this fight.
All right, so Gareth, I'm back.
So we got Chino behind us, yeah?
Tell him.
We got Chino.
Yep.
He's actually Indonesian, but his Cuban coach nicknamed him Chino when he was training with him. He's a very dangerous fighter, 26 knockouts, I think in about 36 victories. Very dangerous guy. Coming here, he's been at world class for a long time. This is no pushover, this fight, believe me.
Hey, listen, guys. I told you lot when Gareth was stuck in traffic somewhere that we've got a boxing expert here.
I was arguing with myself in my own car.
He's an encyclopedia of knowledge, of boxing knowledge. Listen, talk him through what's going on right now in the ring.
Well, look, he's going through his paces. He's fast, durable, hard, very, very tough man. And you know what? There's so much on the line for him in this fight. There's world title stakes go down the line for him. Look at him. He looks in fantastic shape.
Focused.
He's seriously focused. El Chino! He's focused. There he is. Let's get a little fist bump. There you go. El Chino! Yeah, he's a serious guy. I tell you what, Indonesia produces some very, very hard men. He's a very proud fighter. He's been all over the world fighting. He's fought at the very highest level, and he knows that a win here in Manchester can propel him to a world title.
What about his opposition?
Did you get a fist bump earlier on?
Yeah, I did, from Richard.
Okay, fair enough.
You think you're the only one? You think you're the only one, eh?
Yeah, no, I'm not the only one.
What about
I'm just glad he didn't leave me hanging. Yeah.
What about his opponent?
Well, look, we know all about his opponents. Look, let me get my sheet out here. My cog sheet.
The cheat sheet.
Or my cheat sheet. It's just from BoxRec, to be honest. Look, Anthony Crolla, he's the co-main event or the chief supporting event. Anthony Crolla, I've just bumped into outside, sheltering from the Manchester torrential rain. I hope everyone's got an umbrella. Thank God we're not outdoors.
Oh, listen.
Oh, my God. I've literally driven through an ocean to get here. It was that much rain. It wasn't torrential, it was an ocean.
He's making excuses so he doesn't get fired.
I swam for the last couple of miles. Yeah, where are we? Where are we?
Where are we?
We are in the National Football Museum.
Listen.
Soccer, I call it.
Soccer, mate, this is
National Soccer Museum.
Football.
Whoa, there's eggs coming in.
There will be. Football. All right,
Association Football.
Yeah.
It's the national magazine.
That's right. For what? What are we here for?
Yeah, we're here for a night of fun, frolics, and fights. Yeah, we are always here at the workouts to bounce the odds for William Hill on what's going on this weekend.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna hit you with some odds because you ain't been here. I know you haven't checked these out yet.
I've no time to put my belt on.
Yeah, I know you are. Oh my days. Trousers are falling off. I'll let you know what some of these odds are. All right. For the main event, Alexander Usyk to win this fight is at 1-6. All right. For a draw, 28-1.
Wow.
Tony Bellew to win it is at 9-2.
It's a good bet.
It's a good bet.
You cannot write Tony Bellew off.
You can't.
Alexander Usyk is probably in the top pound for pound in the world right now, maybe top 3 or 4. You can make an argument that he's the number 1. He's the first guy to hold all the world's cruiserweight belts, the Ring Magazine belt with it, undefeated as a professional. He absolutely scorched Murat Gassiev in Moscow, in his hometown, in the final of the World Boxing
It was almost like a non-contest. Like, people couldn't believe it.
Well, no, I could, because his work rate is so brilliant, his footwork is so fast. We are literally going to climb into the ring and kiss his toes later on. We won't get anywhere near them.
They move so quick. They move so quick.
If you want to talk about foot worship, yeah, in a non-sexual way, talk about Alexander Usyk.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to hit you up with some round-by-round betting, though. For Alexander Usyk to win this in the first round, 45-1.
Wow.
Round 2, 35-1. Round 3, 22-1. 4, 20-1. 5, 16-1. Round 6 to 9, 14-1. Which are the shortest odds that he has on this fight. Then it goes up to 16-1 at round 10, 20-1 at round 11, and 25-1 at round 12.
I think that round's kind of, what was it, 6 to 9 of 14-1?
Yep.
That's absolutely a really good bet. That's a really good bet for Ollie. Here he is.
Yes.
The champ.
Yes.
Come on in.
Come on in, Ricky.
Now here is the champ from Scotland, from Courtbridge. Are you still working in the sports store or not?
No, do you know, if I switched trainers, obviously, down.
Of course, yeah.
Down south,
so you don't go up on a Saturday to work in the sports store?
No, I had to get in, unfortunately.
This guy. But you were still working there when you were a world champion anyway, so...
Do you know, if I never switched camps and based myself in London, I'd probably still be working there today.
Really?
I really
Wow, it's amazing. I know you did. It was always like that amazing thing that you used to do that. Ricky, you're up against a fellow Scot. You've sparred with him before. Scotty Cardle's got it all to do, but you've said this week it's a must-win fight for both of you.
Yep. No, do you know, we were obviously training to fight next week out in the States. We got the phone call, would I be willing to fight in this show, and obviously we prefer fighting at home, and then Scotty Cardle's name was mentioned. Obviously he was down to face Joe Cardina, stablemate. Obviously gutted that he had to pull out, he damaged his hand in sparring.
Yeah.
So obviously that's how this fight came about. But I'm just looking forward to getting in there Saturday night, getting on with the job.
Yeah, and also you want a rematch with Crolla at some point, don't you? That bastardly Crolla. Dastardly, I meant.
No, Anthony's a really nice guy. I've got so much respect for him. I was a bit gutted, obviously, with the fight last year. I've always said I'd be willing for that rematch, but both of us, we've got fights this Saturday to deal with first. Obviously, he's a final eliminator for the WBA, so he could end up getting down a totally different road. But I've always said I'll fight any at all. There's not really any names that are jumping out. We'll just get Saturday out the way and then we'll look at take it for there.
Because you want the fight with Vasily Lomachenko as well, don't you?
I would fight any day.
I know you would. I know you. I know that.
All right. How do you see your fight on Saturday going out?
Well, do you know, again, because we're brought it a week early, there's been no change or anything like that. I train for every fight the same. I think as long as I go out there and get the job done in my eyes, that's all that matters. I don't want to give too much away, but like I said, no matter who I'm fighting, you just go out there and adapt. But I can definitely see me coming away with a win. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. Now your old nemesis now turned respectable friend, Mr. $1 Million Crolla's in a final eliminator fight. How do you see that panning out?
No, do you know, I was talking to Anthony, and obviously we just arrived in Manchester this afternoon. Do you know, I wish him all the best, man. I hope he goes out there and pulls it off. Obviously, Anthony comes through this on Saturday night. He's mandatory, obviously, for Vasyl Lomachenko, which will be a great fight. So, no, fingers crossed for him. I hope he does it.
Absolutely. And finally, what about the main event? Usyk, Bellew. How do you see that one going?
No, do you know, Tony Bellew, I love him, so I do, man. Me and my mate, we were talking about when we were driving up here this morning. We're going to sit, when we're finished in here the night, we're going to go out, we're going to lump on him. Tony for the KO.
Tony for the KO, yeah?
Fingers crossed for him, man.
Fantastic. What round are we looking at?
No rounds. No rounds. Just
no rounds. Just a win by KO.
Fingers crossed, man. He goes out there and pulls it off. Nice big guy.
Absolutely.
Now you fought Terence Crawford at, was it super feather?
Lightweight.
It was at lightweight. Do you feel that Crawford's, Ricky, is arguably pound for pound in the world at the moment?
Oh no, Joe, definitely. Obviously, he's been on to win world titles at 2 different weights since our fight. Went on to unify the light welterweight division. I saw there was a lot of talk about him and Errol Spence getting on. That'd be a cracking fight as well.
Who do you think wins that?
I've got to fancy Crawford in that, honestly. I know, Joe. But when I fought him, he was just so good, and that's what I've said. People always ask me about my hardest fights, and that have been obviously I've had fights where it's been physically hard, but to deal with him technically, it was just too good.
What about Celtic this season? You're a big Celtic fan, aren't you?
No, Joe, everybody always jumps onto this. I was more into football when I was younger. Obviously, the last few years I've more or less just fell away from it, Joe, so I don't really pay much attention. If you'd ask any of my pals this, they'd be able to fill you in straight away. But no, sorry.
So you're kind of like taking a back seat at the moment?
I know, do you know, when I was younger it was more football, but now just more boxing only.
I've got a prediction with you for Scotty Cardle. I don't know if we've got the odds for Saturday night, but I got the odds for Saturday night in a minute for you, but I've got a feeling Scotty Cardle, away came out against Lewis Ritson, thought he could kind of bully him and get the job done. He'll have more respect for you and there'll be a bit of feeling out for a couple of rounds, but I'm sure you want to make a statement on Saturday night, no? Is a late stoppage possible?
Do you know, I spoke to Tony about this, and obviously people have been jumping on saying, Ricky, you're a couple of levels above this and stuff.
I agree with that.
I've been hearing people saying that, but
you can't think like that, can you?
No, do you know, I can't treat this fight any different to any other one. Like I said, we'll go out the first couple of rounds, suss him out. If he wants to try and do what he done with Lewis Ritson, come out and have a go, I'm sure he knows I'm more than happy to oblige. So.
Well, he's fighting a Scottish legend, isn't he?
Well, Joe, as long as I go out there and get the win, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I agree.
Fingers crossed.
I agree.
Absolutely. Now, Gareth, for speaking about your odds there, you're at 1-6 favourite to win this fight.
Yeah, big odds.
And Scotty Cardle's at 4-1 for this one. I think it's about right.
I know, Joe, I'm not really going to say it, obviously.
While you were taking a break, Dave, just now, Ricky was telling me that it doesn't matter who it is in front of you, you've got to take them seriously. And let's be honest, Scotty is a very experienced pro, a very proud Scotsman, and you know what that means. He's not going down without a fight, is he?
Definitely, yeah. No, well, do you know, like I said, you said, when he fought Lewis Ritson, he did come out to have a go, and it looked as if he had...
He was reckless.
He was reckless, but at one point he had Ritson, it looked as if he shook him a wee bit with a big shot. So obviously you need to go out there and give him the respect that he deserves. So first couple of rounds we'll take it from there, and if I see any openings, obviously I'll be there to get him out of there.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned Lewis Ritson there. Did you catch his last fight?
I did.
What do you think of it?
Well, do you know, Lewis had been up sparring with in the build up to that, sparring with me and Joe. But I had knew Lewis obviously for a few years before when I used to train back home. He used to come up and do a lot of sparring with me. Very good fighter. Just, you know, he was just unlucky. Obviously the better man won on the night, but I'm sure Lewis will go back and he'll watch it. He'll learn for that fight, and hopefully he comes back.
How are you
stronger.
two not dancing?
Would you take him on?
Excuse me.
Sorry?
Would you take him on?
One fight at a time.
Excuse me, how are you two not dancing with this music?
One fight at a time.
One fight at a time.
The guy's got the groove.
It's just I've been stuck in a car for 5 hours is what it is.
I know, we drove up here from Scotland today as well.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
I know.
2 hours for the last 2 miles.
Well, Joe, that was a short journey because I'm usually doing the journey back and forward to London to Glasgow when I'm in training.
Every time I see you in a different place. Where were you? I saw you down at the Copper Box recently, is that right?
Yeah.
And the last time I bumped into you and your family were in Vegas Airport.
That's right, yeah.
Do you remember?
That's right, aye.
Random happenings.
But you're much happier.
He's following you. That's what's happening.
You're very happy down in the Sims setup, the Tony Sims setup.
I know, you know, it's great. Obviously, all the guys that I train with, we do everything together. Like morning sessions, we all spar together.
Yeah.
No, so it's a good vibe in the gym.
Yeah.
Obviously, I get on so well with Tony and that as well. All his family.
But you've got great sparring. I mean, obviously down the Copper Box there were the likes of Ted Cheeseman fighting and a few of the other guys from the gym on the night, weren't there?
Right, yeah.
Ryder, of course.
John Ryder.
You've got amazing sparring down there. It's a great team, isn't it?
I know, Joe. Everybody's winning, and success breeds success. I know, Joe. And when we're doing all these sessions and that, there's good competitiveness as well, which brings you on. And Tony's, they're always winding me up, saying I'm the old boy in the gym.
No, Tony's the old boy in the gym.
I know, but fighters, fighting wise, but I'm still maybe 35, but I'm still going strong.
I think you and Tony are probably the calmest, coolest men I've ever met in boxing, to be honest. I can't ever imagine you getting annoyed, you and Tony.
I know, well, you know, people say that, like, see, especially on fight night as well.
Yeah.
Like, you go into some fighters' changing rooms, they've got the music playing, everybody's all jumping about. You come into my changing room, and we're all just sitting, just silence.
Yeah, it's like a Buddhist temple.
No, that's right, yeah. You know, that's the way I've always done it.
Yeah, I know it is, yeah.
Why change it?
That's why we love you, mate.
Hey, listen, let me let you go because Gareth will keep you talking here all night. So he's trying to earn his money.
I'm never tired, Ricky.
We're going to let you go, Ricky. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Cheers, always a pleasure. Cheers. Thanks, Ricky. Cheers.
Gareth, let the man go. Let the man go. All right?
Yeah.
Let him go.
Listen, Scottish legend, champ. Right there.
Champ.
3
times fast.
And the nicest man you'll ever meet in boxing. And I was telling that story about Ricky was just saying if he wasn't based in London now with Tony Sims, he'd still go and work at the sports store in Coatbridge, as he did when he was a world champion. Imagine going along to get your fluorescent socks on a Saturday morning, and Ricky's
selling it for you behind
It's brilliant. No, it's because boxing's a humble sport. Imagine another world champion in another sport working in a sports store on a Saturday morning. Because they're part of the community.
Absolutely.
Who's in the ring?
Yeah, who is? Tell us.
It's the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord is in the ring. The man we call the Dark Lord. Look at him. Look at him.
He's poised.
Come over here, you.
He's well poised.
The Dark Lord Adam
well
Booth.
poised.
Let me get on the pad. With, of course, one of his star pupils, Josh Kelly.
Yes.
One of the guys who, of course, is bringing the revival to boxing in the Northeast. One of the great. Look, he's got a great mover, handsome, powerful,
exciting,
great welterweight, really exciting welterweight.
Very exciting.
Great uppercuts. Adam says he's a real star in the making. Brilliant puncher. Very aggressive fighter. He's even got that's a pretty keen hairdo.
He
as
does
well.
have a listen. He's got a nice fade. He's faded up.
Yeah,
he's well faded. Now listen. How far do you think he's gonna go?
Even Paulie Malignaggi's heard us already.
I see him out there. Paulie's, you almost got left hanging there.
Paulie nearly left me hanging then. Come on, Paulie, you can't leave me hanging. No, but he is a terrific puncher.
Yep.
We'll hopefully get Paulie's view on him later.
Absolutely.
Matt Macklin's over there talking to Adam Smith about him as well. He is a terrific box fighter, very aggressive. What we want to know with him is, can he step up the levels? That's the key. He's up, I think, he's up against, I've got his name here. He's is an Argentine, Walter Fabian Castillo, on Saturday night. I don't expect there to be major issues for him in this fight.
No upsets.
Josh is 7-0, of course. He's in his spandex there tonight, looking like a stud. Having a little giggle there. Whoa! Hey. There you go. Look at that right hand. Nearly took Booth's head off. No, look at. I mean, he's a terrific puncher. He really is.
Look at that
having
smile
fun
as well.
They're a great team.
Look how close. Look how close.
Yeah, don't upset Josh Kelly in fight week.
He's ready.
Yeah, ready.
He's ready to miss. He's ready to miss the pad and hit your face.
He is, but he'll be down in a minute. So the main event, of course, on Saturday night.
That's right.
Tony Bellew, his swan song fight, the fight he took when he was on honeymoon in a place called Mykonos, or that's how they say it in Liverpool. He was in Mykonos with his wife Rachel, his new wife. They've got 3 kids already. He's been with her since he was a teenager.
Absolutely.
Alexander Usyk calls him out in the ring in Moscow. In the ring, he gets on his phone. He's not meant to be on his phone during his honeymoon. Says make the fight. The fight gets made a month later, and he's fighting one of the great cruiserweights we've ever seen in boxing history.
That's right.
In Alexander Usyk.
That's right, and they are fighting here live and direct in Manchester. Now, you've been to many a fight in Manchester Arena. What's it like in there? What's it going to be like in the city? It's
a cauldron. It's a real fight town, Manchester, of course. Boxing and MMA, they love their fight sports here. And it will be packed to the rafters. It'll be an atmospheric week. Wait for them to get together tomorrow for the press conference. Usyk is a very quiet man, a very measured fighting gentleman, a pugilist, a pugilist specialist, as Lennox Lewis would have called him. Tony Bellew is a man that wants to get under your skin. He told me last week, he looked into Alexander Usyk's eyes and he said, for definite, he's got a screw loose like me. And he said, that means he's come to fight. I'm looking forward to a tremendous contest. And Bellew said a lot of fighters lie about how good they feel.
Absolutely. So, we're gonna go to Mr. David Diamante in the ring.
It's not real hair, you know.
Champion of the world, ranked number 4 in the world by the WBA at this time, fighting out of Manchester, Anthony $1 Million Crolla. Anthony Crolla, ladies and gentlemen. Trained by Joe Gallagher.
Streets at Manchester.
Running the streets.
Yeah, just running the streets this morning, mate. You know what I mean? Look at that smile. $1 million smile.
$1 million smile for the Rocky of Manchester.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he says he's doing this for his son now. He's doing this because he's going to open businesses. He wants the world title. He wants Vasil Lomachenko. He wants that fight with Lomachenko. He wants to prove that he can fight the very, very best. As I said, against this Indonesian Daud Yordan, who's a big knockout puncher. He's got his workout. Anthony has already said, our boy Crolla has already said that he's expecting a very tough, a very physical fight on Saturday night, and he looks in the shape to do it. Here comes Trainer of the Year, Joe Gallagher, who's got a very busy night, of course, with Sam Hyde at cruiserweight, also fighting Richard Riakporhe. So early on in the night, he'll be in the ring with Sam Hyde, one of his new prospects at cruiserweight. He's been there about a year in the Bolton Gloves gym.
Absolutely. Now you weren't there at the announcement press conference for the Usyk Bellew fight, but I was. And who else was there? Mr. $1 Million Crolla. Do you know who else was sitting in the audience? I'll tell you who was sat in the audience, having a deep stare at his potential opponent.
I know.
Mr. Vasil Lomachenko was there.
He rang me afterwards to tell me.
Oh, who rang you?
Vasil.
Vasil, yeah, he dialed you in. Hit you up, said, listen, I've stared him down. What did he tell you he's seen? What would he have seen in the eyes of the $1 Million Crolla?
He doesn't fear anyone, but he respects every boxer. The thing is about Vasil, I had an amazing week around him in Las Vegas. Might have been about a year and a half ago now. He is so brilliant. When he puts his little hat on with a tennis ball on the end of the string, have you seen that?
It's exceptional. Absolutely exceptional.
He's absolutely exceptional. I see there's Ukrainians in the audience here, Ukrainian media here, of course. You can see them. Ukrainians are here in force. Alexander Usyk is a massive star, but so too, an even bigger star is Vasyl Lomachenko. Ukraine creates the most brilliant fighters. Wait till they get into MMA.
Absolutely.
We better watch out.
Absolutely, and I was over there in New York when Vasyl Lomachenko was fighting Mr. Jorge Linares, who Mr. $1 Million Crolla has also fought twice.
Yes, and you know, he was found wanting in that second fight a little bit, but it was a terrific first fight, of course, very close. But you know, the thing is about Crolla, he's a late starter, and hang on a minute, bring the curtain over. The Dark Lord is here.
The Dark Lord.
I'll tell you why. Here's the nice fact.
Tell him.
Good evening, Adam.
You're right.
What are you doing setting up Josh Kelly to throw punches at me?
Is this where this is going?
No.
Oh, listen, it's bad enough with Coogan.
I got to say one thing, and this will ring a bell with you. You probably know already. It is 9 years to the day today. It might be, 9 years to the day that David Haye, we were all out there, beat Bellew in Nuremberg. 9 years. 9 years today.
He's like, let me just
How about that?
Yeah,
9 years today that David Haye won the WBA heavyweight title in Nuremberg on a fantastic night of heavyweight chess, wasn't it?
Yes.
He's not a verbose man. Adam Booth.
Can you give me more?
I can definitely give you more. Listen, all right. Basically, you've been with Mr. Josh Kelly for a while. All right. What's his mentality like stepping into this fight on Saturday?
Well, it's the same as it always is. You know, like it's strange. He's one of these characters that he'll laugh and joke right up until that first bell, and he's like that in the gym. I know he's ready to start sparring, and I know he's ready to fight when he's peaking with the sarcasm and the jokes, and it just seems it's what gets him going.
What does he have to look out for on Saturday night?
He's just got to do his job. He knows the job he's got to do. Not be complacent and express the things that he's been adding to his game daily in the gym, because he is developing and improving at a rapid rate.
Absolutely. What's Josh Kelly's? I guess what's his main strength as a fighter in this? What's his main strength as a fighter in this division?
I'm trying to get Michael Conlon after you.
His boxing IQ.
Castillo for me is not a dangerous fighter. I've had a quick look at him. He's a good technical boxer. He's not a big puncher, and I expect this to be a treading water fight for Josh, if I'm being brutally honest.
Okay. And well, that's exactly how you're supposed to look at it. Yeah. That's not how I'm supposed to look at it.
So how do you look at it then?
I look at it as a job that he has to do, just like in sparring, when he has to go out there and work on certain things and put certain things into practice. That's what he has to do under the spotlights on Saturday.
I'm so glad you didn't talk as little as this when I interviewed you for the Ring magazine recently. Did you enjoy that piece?
I did, yeah.
It's not often that you get. It's not often that you give a lot away, but I teased a little bit out of you.
Let me tell you why I was so comfortable with that interview. Because it was over the phone.
I remember that.
Yeah, you didn't have to look at your face.
Go over there and we'll ring you then.
You didn't have to look at your face. All right, listen. Alexander Usyk versus Mr. Tony Bellew. How does that fight go?
Oh, it can go a few ways. They are both the best opponent that each of them has faced. Everyone seems to be saying that about Usyk for Bellew, that Bellew hasn't fought someone like Usyk. But go through Bellew's resume as a pro. You know, Tony has been hit by a bigger puncher. Of that, there's no doubt. By Haye and also by Adonis Stevenson.
I agree.
He has more experience as a champion.
A lot more experience.
Yeah. Obviously, there's momentum behind Usyk coming out of the World Boxing Super Series and everything he's done. But you can't tell me there's not momentum behind Tony's career and what he's done in the last year or two. I expect this to be a classic matchup. I really do. I'm excited. I want Tony to win, and I'm looking forward to it.
Do you want my reading of it?
No.
Oh, stop it.
Well, he said hurry up. He said hurry up.
Okay, all right.
See, he's kicking me out.
He's got to get to Usyk physically at some point.
You got the organ grinder.
Come on. Out with the monkeys, in with the organ grinder. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's do a little bit of hang on, right. You got the Top Gun Biggles. Yeah, Biggles, yeah. You got the Top Gun. Yeah. Do you know what? You probably look good with this ball.
That's mate.
No, come on.
That ain't been washed in about 4 years.
He ain't. Eddie's been running through Manchester to get here as well.
I said to Coogan today in an interview about this jumper. I was in Miami. I finished the Jacobs fight and I went to Miami, and I was only there for 3 days, but I got a little bit of a suntan. I went into a shop in Miami and I put this on, and I was like, I think they do something with the mirrors out there as well, make you a bit slimmer. And they're like, I'm like, yes, you look unbelievable in this. And then I put it on this morning. I thought, you like a fat tomato. So
no, you don't. You don't. You never. Look
now
like
I've got your scarf on.
No, it's a nice Paul Smith scarf. It goes well with it. Yeah.
Check you out. They're paying you well, William Hill, aren't they?
But listen, are you?
Go see Cheeky David.
Given that you're wearing
fresh ego kid,
are you wearing Biggles because you're flying so much?
We're flying. Well, we're flying in general.
You are really flying.
I just can't wait for this fight. I mean, you know how close I am with Tony, and I said in an interview over there, this is the biggest and best fight I've ever promoted. And they said, yeah, what about Joshua Klitschko at Wembley? I said, no, this is the pinnacle. This is the undisputed championship. It don't get any bigger. As a fan, 4 fighters, this is everything. And you know, when you talk about Wilder, Joshua, and Hearn don't want it, and mate, it's everything. It's everything. Anyone that loves sport knows it doesn't get any bigger. And this is like, it's like winning a World Cup. It's like winning the Ashes. It's like winning a Ryder Cup. This is it. This is the ultimate. And I spoke to Bellew on the phone yesterday for 40 minutes at 9 o'clock in the morning. I got off the phone. It's like, he's going to do it. You know? Like, no, but it's not like Audley Harrison. Yeah. Oh, this is fate, and you know, it's more clinical than that. It's about he believes he knows the way to beat him, and he sees it. Whether he can do it or not is another kettle of fish. But when you believe in yourself like that and you can see it, maybe you can achieve it. I don't know. Maybe you just get schooled on Saturday night. Maybe. But he won't stop trying. I'll tell you something now. He will not stop trying.
But having been around Bellew a long time, you only have to look back on... He's had that learning fight... He had that learning fight against Adonis Stevenson. He did the number on Cleverly the second time. The Alumba Makabu night was amazing because you saw his deep self-belief that he will not be beaten. Yeah. He's a Rocky story himself. Yeah. The 2 David Haye fights, I spoke to him for an hour last week as well on my own. And then Dave Caldwell for half an hour afterwards. He knows he can't go in there and be twinkle toes against Alexander Usyk, but if he holds his patience, he will get opportunities in this fight.
He knows that he'll probably get outboxed.
Exactly.
But he also knows
he'll get opportunities.
Yeah, and he will let his hands go to the max. You can't let this geezer in here. Look, he's so handsome. Look. Now you've made me look. I look so handsome next to him.
Listen, that was literally my next question. Who's better looking, Eddie or Josh? Who's better looking at you two?
He's on another level.
You can't compare. You can't ask us that question. Put us on the spot like that.
It's a different taste. I'm more of an acquired taste. Yeah, 60 plus.
Fine wine.
Josh is like sort of anywhere between sort of 16 to, I don't know, 40. They think he's amazing. But once they get to 50, they think I'm hot as hell, mate.
Well, there's a grab a granny night tomorrow night around the corner, so you'll be fine, Eddie, and me. Yeah,
and me.
Then you set this into the lines then. You set this into the lines. Then I wasn't ready. I was trying to fit down and I'll come in like all like that. You took my legs away from me.
You were very close to giving him a smack around the face out there in the ring.
His hair kept whipping us across the leg as I was going for the rope. That's right, they're doing all this with the hair and that.
Listen, just had a newborn son.
Oh, have you? Well, congratulations. Yeah. Many congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
In fact, when I saw the pictures on Instagram, I was like, don't pull out. You know. Adam
He's thinking about the cash.
He's had some sleep, so we're going to train him today. He tweeted again, I'm ready, fight week, so it's good to have him here.
You don't need much more motivation than that in a fight week, do you? Having a new band, you know?
No, me. A couple of good sleeps and I'll be ready, so we're all good.
So you'll be racing home on Saturday night?
I guess so. I mean, my family's down here. It might be the choice. I mean, family's down here, so I'll spend a bit of time with them and get back. So it's going to be a night to enjoy Saturday, and it's going to be a good weekend. Get back the baby and change his nappies again, so it's a night night.
Eddie, how far can Josh Kelly go?
I believe he can go all the way, and this Saturday really is about getting back into the ring. Me and Adam have got some interesting things planned for him December 8 at Sheffield. It's been a little bit of a slow year because he's been enjoying that, you know, his partner. No, not just that, but his partner being pregnant, and also the birth of his son. So this weekend I expect him to look fantastic against Castillo, and then a few people are going to get a few surprises about his December opponent, I think, because it's a big step up and it shows where they want to be and how quickly they want to be. And I think 2019 is a year, once he wins on December the 8th, where he just rockets in the division, and I think once he beats the likes of the people he's going to be fighting on December 8th, there isn't a huge area to go outside of world-class fighters.
So you can see the twinge of excitement in his face.
You're teasing up for an announcement here, aren't you?
On Saturday maybe. But
do you know already?
No, I'm
you're not a very good liar. You know, I can tell.
No, I never know really. I just wait until I get the go-ahead, then I just go. So
yeah, but it is important not to rush Josh. The great boxers in the last 20 years, the Calzaghes, the Hattons, the Khans, the Nazim Hammers, they've all had a style of their own, haven't they? And he's got one, all of his own.
Yeah, absolutely. But ultimately, we'll be told what to do by Adam. Yeah. However fast they want to go.
Dark Lord.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, he has all the ability to do it. The timing's important. But I think 2019, you'll see him fly.
Well, you had your tough fight against a world title contender. When was that? When was that? Was that this year?
Cardiff.
Yeah, that was in Cardiff, wasn't it? So you had that step-up fight.
And then he won the Commonwealth title very convincingly. Yeah. Had a bit of time off, and now it's time to go.
Yeah. Exactly. So we can't.
I'm sorry, gents. I'm going to have to let you guys go real quick because obviously, Mr. The champ is coming in right now.
Cheers, bud.
Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in a second.
Cheers, Josh. So Alexander Usyk is on his way here. This guy, Eddie, Olympic gold as a heavyweight in London. You signed him for 3 fights. He's a terrific
Eddie's
boxer.
looking at him intently.
I love that comment from Tony last week where he said, I said, what do you see when you looked in his eyes? He said, someone with a screw loose like me.
He has. You know? Actually, they're both mad as a hatter, to be honest with you. Yeah. And, you know, look, he's a fantastic talent. 15 fights, undisputed cruiserweight championship in the world. And it's not as if he's just boxed like easy champions. He's beaten them all. You know, Bradis, Gassiev was a massive win in his last fight as well. He doesn't have the pro experience of Tony Bellew, but he does an unbelievable amateur experience where he's won everything and beat everybody. So, you know, there are some, you know, Ukrainian media just said to me, what advantage does Bellew have in this fight? And I said, power. I do believe he hits harder than Usyk. Professional experience as well, but
he's
skill,
also prepared to fucking say this, not die in the ring, but give everything.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, one thing we don't know about Usyk is how big his heart is. I'm sure he has a heart of a lion, but I'll tell you something now, if you can out-heart Bellew, that's impressive, because Bellew has done a job to kind of almost self-convince himself that this is his last fight, and I believe it is, by the way, but it's like, when it gets horrible and when it's a war, it's giving himself the opportunity to say, this is the last one, so dig in there, son, because he knows how hard this is going to be. It ain't going to be like one round he goes out, boom, it's over. It might be, it'd be nice.
But he thought that. But he thought that in the first fight against David Haye. Yeah. He had genuine fear, didn't he?
True.
Genuine fear.
But now you're talking about a guy in their absolute prime. You know, David Haye, whatever you want to say, and by the way, they were 2 brilliant wins, was not the fighter that he once was. So this is the fighter that is in an absolute prime. But still, it's early. It's his 16th fight. And this guy's a genius.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thanks a lot. We'll catch up with you again. Yep. Giving Gareth back his scarf. Eddie, we'll catch up with you in a little bit. So it's like the Yoki Pokey in here. One in, one out. Shake it all about. Sorry.
So we interview you, Anthony, as there's a fella in the ring who's pretty talented, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He is a nice guy as well. Met him backstage just then. And yeah, really cool guy and, well, an even better fighter.
Tony Bellew said when he looked into his eyes that he said, oh, there's a guy with a screw loose like me. That's what Bellew saw.
Possibly. You see some of his videos on social media and you won't argue with that, but...
See all his faces he was doing on Ukrainian TV the other day.
He's a great character for the game, I think, and respectful, and just a nice guy. So that's what you want in boxing.
On top of that, he's also a very, very, very good friend of one of your future opponents, given Saturday night.
Yeah, it's obviously some people compare them. Obviously, been in the same training camp for years, and like you say, that'd be the ultimate to come through Saturday night and fight his friend, who's a great fighter. But yeah,
what's his name?
I'll ask him for a few tips after it.
Loma. So technically speaking, for those watching, if you do win this WBA interim belt, so is it interim or is it international or final eliminator? They've got lots of names, haven't they? You do definitely get in line.
I'm
to
mandatory
fight
to fight him. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to say obviously Lomo is one of the biggest names in the game, and I'm sure he goes whichever route he wants to, but it puts me in a great position to fight him. But obviously I'd be crazy to look past Al Jordan.
Have a little wink at him on Saturday night when he's sitting ringside.
Possibly.
You know, jump out and have a brawl with him in the crowd.
Mate, Khabib style. No, mate, I don't, that's not my style.
Land on him, mate. You know, take out a couple of his teammates.
Mate, I don't know, I've seen him with some big guys there.
Absolutely. Now, you've got a lot of great potential fights in there as well. Ritson, Campbell.
Yeah.
How do you...
Either or, do you know what? I mean, I win Saturday night, my next fight should be for a shot at the world title, so whoever the champion may be, that's the fight I want. But two names you mentioned there, they're both great fights. Luke's doing really well. He's got a world title shot next as well, so obviously that gets talked about a lot. I know a British world title fight would be good.
Absolutely. Now,
Daoud Jordan cannot be overlooked.
No, he can't.
We saw him in El Gino.
Yes.
You know, he's an Indonesian who's been all around the world, trained under Cubans.
Yes.
He's a very long fighter. Have you had a look at him?
Quality fighter. Yeah, I've watched him. I met him today outside.
He's world level, isn't he?
World level. He has been for a number of years.
Yeah, that's right.
Met him outside the hotel today, and a little bit taller than what we thought.
Yes.
But we was actually saying that last night while watching him. But no, I'm in for a tough fight Saturday night.
Very physical. It could be a very physical fight.
Could be,
and you know, he's kind of his wins, 26 knockouts in his 36 wins.
Yeah.
So he's got power as well.
He can whack.
So you got to be kind of clever in there, haven't you?
These are the fights that I want. Yeah, I've got to use my brain. Definitely, I can't be taking shots. I mean, you don't want to anyone in those small goals, but certainly with someone with that kind of power. But I believe that I've trained hard and I'll be ready. I'll be ready on Saturday night.
You even looked in great shape when I came up to your gym in, when was it? I think it was August time, and you were already in shape, you know?
Yeah, I might have been getting him a wedding suit, I don't know.
It might have been, of course, yeah.
But no, I'm always ticking over, you know that, Gav. I'm always ticking over, but I genuinely feel like I just said then, the best I've ever felt. I feel in the shape of my career and I can't wait.
And you're motivated. I read this week you said you were so motivated, you know, to feed your family, for your son. That's what drives you internally on those. He saw you out running this morning.
Yeah, no, I saw you out this morning on my way back from Greg's, you know what I mean?
Did you? Right, yeah, bit of shopping move.
Is that Greg's the nightclub or Greg's the baker? Or is that Greg from Manchester?
Yeah, Greg's the baker. But like I said, other pastry making establishments are available, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no connections there. But what's it going to be like on Saturday, fighting back once again in your hometown? Like what? Like
every bit is special is what it always is. It means so much to me to fight that arena. Best arena in the world for me, and I'm lucky to be fighting there, fortunate.
Absolutely, and on top of that, your football team goes head to head, toe to toe with Manchester City.
Yep. Sunday, we've got a big game tonight, and then obviously City on Sunday. Two huge games, and both going to be tough. But if we take out from him, listen, I'll be honest, if we take anything from them, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Take their souls.
Yeah, take them all the way. Finally, the main event, Usyk, Bellew. How's that going to go?
Listen, I'm going to be rooting for my boy Tony Bellew. Go way back with him. I'm not under any illusions. It's a tough fight, tough ass. I think he's a special fighter behind us, but I do believe and I hope that Tony Bellew can land that left hook of his at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Fantastic.
He's got to be physical in the fight.
Yeah.
He's got to be patient. He's unlikely to outbox him over 12 rounds, isn't he? You know.
I'd fancy it for Tony to do it, to be in the first half of the fight.
All right, early doors, first half.
That's it.
Absolutely. Well, fantastic. Listen,
Thank
Anthony,
you.
always a pleasure.
Sound.
Always a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll see you throughout the whole of the week.
See you later.
Take care. Have a good one. million Crolla.
Yeah.
But listen. We've had a lot of talking over there.
Yeah.
But now let's switch over to Usyk.
Well, what we're watching now is a man with an incredible work rate. He's just going through his arm movements here. But this is a guy who throws so many punches. He's the complete. If you were to create a photo fit fighter at 200 pounds right now in the world, this would be the man. Punch rate, power, skills, footwork, tenacity, brain, ring generalship, every single quality you need in a boxing ring, this fella has. He also, of course, won the Olympic gold medal at heavyweight at London 2012, Dave. And you know, in a way, he's already had a ready-made audience, because I'm sure some of those clips will be pulled out this week. He won the heavyweight title. Who won the super heavyweight title? None other than Anthony Joshua. What an introduction to the UK.
Absolutely, and that's where he wants to move to next, isn't it? He wants to move up to the heavyweight division and take on Mr. Anthony Joshua. And Tony has said many times that he's looking past him. He said that he feels like Usyk is looking past him. Can he afford to look past Mr. Tony Bellew?
No, of course he can't. You know, he won't look past anyone. This is a guy with a stellar amateur record, European champion, world champion, Olympic champion, a very, very decorated fighter in the amateur ranks before he turned over. 15-0 as a pro, absolutely schooled in boxing terms. Murat Gassiev in the final of the cruiserweight tournament to win the Ali Trophy in the World Boxing Super Series in Moscow. He's a terrific fighter. Tony Bellew has got to be patient in this fight, and when the opportunities arise, he's got to use his physicality and use his power punches to try and become the on-top fighter in the contest.
Would Tony Bellew only win this fight by knockout?
I don't see him outboxing Usyk, but you know, weird things happen in fights. Usyk could get an injury, like David Haye got an injury. Usyk could be knocked down and have to recover for several rounds. Yes, he can win by outboxing him, but it all depends. If you look at it on paper, Bellew has to win by stoppage or knockout, not by outboxing.
Alexander Usyk, ladies and gentlemen, first unification battle on British soil in the modern 3 and 4 belt era. And now, introducing to the ring, his opponent from Liverpool. Please welcome the former Commonwealth and British European champion and the former WBC Cruiserweight champion of the world, Tony the Bomber Bellew.
Here he is, the Bomber himself, looking fantastic. Focus right now, wants to show us what he's got available. He's the fat lad from Liverpool who became a Rocky star, appeared in a Hollywood movie, did the number on David Haye twice. Did a number at Goodison Park, home of his beloved Everton, against Olumba Makabu. After being put down, he is a British boxing folk hero. And on Saturday nights, he tries to do the unthinkable against Alexander Usyk, who looks right now in the prime of his life and unbeatable in the ring.
Don't forget, he also beat Adonis Creed in the movie. Don't forget that.
Listen, fantasy fights don't do anything for me. Blood, sweat, and tears. That's what Tony Bellew's about. Blood, sweat, and tears. I love the fact, as I said, that it was in Mykonos that he was on honeymoon with his wife, and she found that he had called Eddie Hearn and asked him to make the fight. Here he comes now.
I mean,
there's a little bit of crazy fandom for him here.
There's a lot of hoo-ha going on right now.
A lot of hoo-ha.
As Tony Bellew stretches just outside of the ring, Mr. Alexander Usyk makes his way over, just appeasing a few fans here, signing a few things, and you know, right now, you can see the focus of Mr. Tony Bellew. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Now, just to remind you guys, Saturday night it's all happening. I'm talking about the first unified, undisputed fight on British shores. That's right, the first ever, isn't it?
It is.
It's the first ever undisputed.
Yeah, it is. It's the first time that all 4 belts have been on the line on a British fight in the UK. Alexander. Okay, I'm sure he'll come in a minute. He'll come back. He won't avoid. He's a big fan of yours, I've heard.
Oh yeah, he is. I've been at breakfast with him for quite a while this week, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's a great guy.
Oh no, he is. He is.
And he's a special one, isn't he?
Yeah,
15 fights, all the belts, including the Ring Magazine title. In 15, is that not unprecedented?
It is.
Is it not absolutely?
It is. But what made it possible was this brilliant World Boxing Super Series that brought all the title belts on the line together, and that's what enabled Usyk to do it so quickly. It's not a normal route. That's why we've celebrated the World Boxing Super Series so much. We just take another look before Alexander comes here at our mate Tony Bellew, stretching out there. Looks in fantastic shape, mentally as well as physically, as we all know. This is his huge moment. Rachel, his wife, is not going to let him back into the ring after this, but who knows? He looks like a gorilla in there right now. Love the movement. He's going to have to be fast, athletic, but let his hands go when he has the opportunity against this fella. Physically, he just looks in fantastic shape. Really does. Huge thighs, power, focus. You don't get... Tony Bellew does not leave a stone unturned. He's going to give everything in this fight.
In the corner, you can see Mr. Dave Caldwell.
Yeah, looking very serene.
Just watching every single moment, everything, just perfecting. He's even calling over Tony right now, but the focus. The focus.
Well, Dave Caldwell told me last week, you know, if it hadn't been for Tony Bellew, he'd never have got back into boxing, and that Tony's passion, ambition, desire to be a boxer, desire to get to the very highest level is what brought him back into the sport, and they're mates first and foremost. But Tony Bellew changed Dave Caldwell's life. Dave's got a young family now, and he was going to leave boxing, you know, good family, and he was going to leave boxing altogether. But, you know, look at the stable he's got now, with the likes of Tony and a load of young boxers coming through who are all going to win titles down the line, you know?
Absolutely. Now listen, Tony the Bomber Bellew, people always write him off. Why? Why is it they don't give him?
Well, they've been writing him off for too long because he doesn't hype up his own boxing ability. He's always played it down. You remember, he was called Bomber Bellew. He was a big lad as a heavyweight amateur, and look at him now. He always says, "Oh, I'm not an athlete, but other guys in the sport are." But he really is a talent.
Do you know what I love about him as an individual? He doesn't allow the gas, the hype, the excitement to let him lose sight that he has to work hard, that he has to push on beyond. And I think one of the reasons as to why people always second guess him is because he always takes the tough fights. He takes the fights that other people in the division wouldn't take. He takes the risk.
That's how he wants to be remembered. Not as a great boxer, but the guy that was frightened to face no one. Not frightened of facing anyone, put better.
Absolutely.
He will face anyone in the ring. He wants to be remembered as the guy who had exciting fights, that took on all comers. And you know what? He's made a lot of money at the end of his career, and rightly so.
He
thoroughly deserves it, you know? Now, I think Alexander is going to be over with us in a minute. Bellew switching southpaw, look, that's interesting. He may do that a little bit in this fight. I think he's got to take his moments when they come, be unorthodox, fight in bursts, be patient, because he could be outboxed for long periods of the fight.
Absolutely.
And then when the opportunities do come, he really has to take them. That's the key in this fight. Bellew takes the opportunities.
I guess the question is, how often do you think the opportunities will come? How often do you believe the opportunities will come there?
Tony will find opportunities by working into Usyk's style. He will set up, Caldwell and him will have worked on setting up traps, maybe playing possum at times, maybe going onto the ropes, looking to land that left hook, his uppercuts. You can see from his combinations and the fact he's switching to southpaw that he's going to be versatile in this fight. Movement, tenacity, unorthodoxy, and power when he needs it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Dave Caldwell has joined Tony in the ring. I guess now we're okay. The gloves are coming on.
Yeah.
The gloves are coming on. We're going to see some.
Oh, we'll see some power.
And that's what I'd love to see. That's what people want to see.
I think we'll just send a little message about some power here to Alexander Usyk, who is about 10 feet away from Tony at the moment in the far right-hand corner.
Absolutely.
Of the ring, still doing media interviews.
He is coming.
And Alexander Usyk is coming now. Here he comes. One of the most talented boxers in world boxing today. Thank you, Alexander. Hi, come on in. Hey, come on in.
Please speak distinctly so I could translate.
Yes, of course, of course. A little bit, it's a very good bit of footwork there straight away from Alexander to just showing his footwork.
Absolutely.
And we want to say, first of all, to Alexander, it's great to have him here in the UK. Did he realise that he had so many fans here?
Прежде всего, очень рада тебя здесь видеть. Ты вообще осознавал, что у тебя здесь такое количество фанатов?
Я вообще очень рад тоже здесь находиться, и я очень благодарен тем фанатам, которые болеют за меня, и я очень рад тому, что такое большое количество. Если честно, я и не думал, что меня так знают.
I'm really happy to be here in Manchester, United Kingdom, and I never thought I would have that amount of fans here in Britain, and I'm really happy about that.
How big a challenge is that man behind you right now, Tony Bellew?
Насколько большое испытание для тебя вот этот чувак, который сейчас за тобой?
А каждый бой для меня испытание.
Each fight for me is a new challenge.
And that's it. But technically, we know he has power, he has mental strength. And perhaps this could be one of the big battles of your career.
Но технически мы знаем, что у него есть мощь, у него есть мысль боксерская. Может ли это стать самым тяжелым поединком твоей карьеры?
Это мы увидим в субботу.
We can see it on Saturday night.
I'm a little bit confused. Tony Bellew said you're a superstar. You said you're not a superstar. Who's right?
I am not superstar.
He got that one straight away.
Is that important though? Is that how he has maintained his career by being so humble, by always working so hard?
Насколько это важно для тебя? Это поддерживает ли это твою карьеру, что ты вот настолько скромный человек?
Всевышний сказал такие слова, что не возвышайте себя.
The Lord said, don't put yourself too high.
Otherwise you have to fall.
Exactly.
I like that, I like it. Yeah. What's it going to take on Saturday night to beat the man in the ring right now?
Что нужно сделать для того, чтобы побить чувака вот этого в ринге в субботу? Что нужно сделать?
Нужно любить то, что ты делаешь. Нужно любить так, как не любишь ничего в жизни.
You have to love what you do. You have to love it as much as you can. That's the clue.
It's boxing.
The love you have for boxing is what's gonna. I love that. You see, listen, there's a philosophy going on over here. It's a philosophy in boxing.
What is it about? What is it in the blood, in the body of the Ukrainian that you now at the moment have the two best boxers in the world? What is it about boxing in Ukraine?
Что такое в крови в украинцах, что сейчас два лучших боксера в мире украинцы? Что? Какова причина этому?
Papachenko.
Papachenko is the real reason for that.
All right, okay. Speaking about Papachenko, you and Mr. Lomachenko, who should be higher in the pound-for-pound rankings?
Кто должен быть выше в pound for pound, ты или Lomachenko?
Lomachenko.
See, listen, if you were listening to him earlier on when he was speaking about humility, then you'd know that's the reason why he said that.
Right. Короче, если вы услышите, почему он такой классный парень, то знаете причину, ну, почему он только что это сказал насчет Ломаченко. There was no question.
No, it wasn't a question. It was the same. So, is it possible, if you keep winning, that we will see you fighting in the UK for all of 2019 as well?
Можем ли мы ожидать, если все пойдет хорошо в субботу, что на протяжении всего 2019 года ты будешь проводить бои в UK?
Дай бог, я буду Всевышнего молить об этом.
He will pray Lord for that.
Because can we possibly see you fight Anthony Joshua next September, October in Cardiff?
Сможем ли мы увидеть тебя в поединке против Энтони Джошуа в следующем году в Кардифе? Следующей осенью.
Но об этом знает только Всевышний, я не знаю.
I have no
Пока
idea
нет.
about that. Only Lord knows the truth.
Но очень бы хотелось.
But I would love to be there.
My prediction, you win by majority decision.
Мое предсказание, ты выиграешь большинством судейских решений.
Его бы слова, да Богу за пазуху.
Your words to the Lord's consciousness. Yes.
Absolutely. Now
we have to go.
Now you gotta go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just start off. Do you know, I got to tell you one more thing. I asked Tony Bellew last week. I said, what did you see when you looked into Alexander Usyk's eyes? And he said, I saw a crazy man like myself, and I loved it.
такого же сумасшедшего, дурноватого, как я и сам.
Совершенно верно.
It's true, yeah? It's true, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good
Cheers.
one.
Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Cheers, buddy. Thanks. Wow, what a great character he is, yeah?
Listen, a very, very great character.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He's a philosopher. He's a philosopher.
Yeah, no, I think what you find with Eastern European boxers is, especially these Ukrainian guys, they don't need to sell fights.
Yep.
It's a huge sport in Ukraine. They get millions of viewers. They're on network terrestrial TV, and they ply their trade abroad, and they are loved in their country. Tony Bellew probably hasn't been given the praise, apart from football and boxing. They are the two big sport and the Olympic sports. Ooh.
There you go. There you go.
The talk,
Tony, listen,
the talk has started,
Tony
and it ain't cheap.
Appreciate him, he's amazing. So don't hate him, appreciate him. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
And he's not talking about himself, he's talking about Mr. Alexander Usyk.
Yeah, but he's also a humble one, as we were just talking about. And I think, look, I hope Tony Bellew gets under his skin a little bit tomorrow.
Oh, listen.
You know, because it is important.
And you know. You know he did slightly on that first press conference as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, he did. Look, I mean, as Usyk agreed, hey, look, he wasn't giving a lot away. We did most of the talking there. It's like the opposite of that. Well, anyway, the main event, Challenger
what's happening
on
in the
Saturday night. Tony's letting his power go now and showing what he's got here. Of course, he looks very, very fit. Very versatile. We've even seen him switch to southpaw. I've already said he's got to be so authentic in this fight. Authentic Tony Bellew. Be versatile. Be patient. Have to be even 4 or 5 rounds ahead in the fight. Wait for his opportunity to come. Set traps. And when he does get an opportunity to spin on Usyk and let that big left hook and those big right hands go, there's no way that Tony Bellew's going to counter this guy. If he has to get beaten in every one of the 12 rounds, he will do so. But he really will push it.
Wishing you so well. Just listen to the roar there. How are you feeling to see this here tonight?
This isn't about being local or being whatever. This is 2 good fighters. Well, one amazingly exceptional fighter and one fat fella who believes in himself. So I'm just looking forward to Saturday night. Don't boo him. Don't say anything bad about him. He's come here. He's an amazing, exceptional champion. I'm so happy that we finally made this fight. On Saturday night, believe you me, guys, you're going to get one of the best fights you've ever seen.
Throughout the build-up, you have been supremely confident that you are going to win, and yet everything, as usual, is against you. What is it that is making you so confident?
I don't know. Some people think I'm deluded, and I do myself sometimes when I look at him and the shape he's in and the muscles and the six-pack. Once again, I look in the mirror and see Mr. Soft. But I'm just willing to give it a go, give it everything I've got. I genuinely believe I'm going to break his heart. I'm going to find a way, and I'm going to get past him.
One thing we do know is that you have that ability to find knockout power when you're really up against it. Is that going to be a key to the victory for you on Saturday night?
I'll be shocked if it's just one punch and the fight's over. I think it'll be an accumulation. I think it'll be a number of things, Fraser. I'm not willing to go on and harp on because I'll probably get back to the dressing room and the coach probably left me. So I've got to keep it under wraps what the plan is. But he's exceptional at what he does. He's brilliant. He's a world-class fighter, elite level performer. This guy's done something that no one in the history of boxing has ever done before. He's won every single thing he could as an amateur boxer. He's now won every single belt he could have possibly won so far as a professional. It's unheard of. So let's just see if the Fat Scouser can get it done once again.
You always love being the underdog. You always seem to find a way.
Yep, I always do against all the odds. I take an awful lot from the big fights I've been in, going and beating David Haye, not once but twice. The amount of pressure on me going into the Goodison Park fight, nothing can equal the pressure I felt that night. Nothing can even get close, Fraser. So there is no pressure on me going into this. The megastar has turned up. The superstar is here, so leave him to do what he's doing and let him juggle the balls, let him do his crazy dances. He looks great, but mate, I'm going to punch him in the face with everything I've got on Saturday night.
Just one final message then for everybody here, for everybody watching live. What are you going to promise us on Saturday night?
Blood and pain. Them 4 belts are coming home with me.
Tony, we wish you the very best of luck. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Tony Bellew with a terrific reception here in Manchester as he's been fighting at the National Football Stadium. But it is all on Saturday night here, just a stone's throw from this very building at the arena. Somebody will be going away with all the marbles. Somebody will be going away as undisputed cruiserweight.
On Saturday night. But listen, guys, don't go anywhere because we're going to be having a 2-on-1 with Mr. Tony Bellew shortly. But listen, tell them why they've got to tune into that fight on Saturday night.
Well, Tony Bellew, as ever, has got his back against the wall. He's up against the odds. They're saying he's going to be outclassed. He's overmatched against this guy that holds all the world cruiserweight belts and the Ring Magazine belt.
All the Dragon Balls.
Undefeated as a professional, Olympic gold medalist, European and world champion as an amateur. And you know, people are saying again, as they did with David Haye in the first fight, he can't do it. They're saying he wouldn't beat Alunga Makabu, who did that after getting up off his backside early in the fight. Tony Bellew looks in fantastic shape. I've spoken to him a lot in the build-up to this fight. Mentally, he's ready for this. His wife's going to divorce him if he doesn't quit after this fight. But you know what? If he wins, I reckon he's going to be a single man. Because I don't think he'll be able to give it up.
Are you serious?
If he wins, I reckon Rachel's going to be pushing the divorce papers at him. And we're going to ask him in a minute. Because, no, he did say that he can't go through camps anymore. He's had enough. His body's been through the mill over the years. He's 34 years old now, isn't he? And I think 35 on November the 30th, is that right? Yeah, it is. But the thing is, he said he can't go through it anymore. I mean, he has got himself into fantastic shape. You can see that here. He may have to go through more punches than he's ever taken in any fight in his life to win this fight, because he may have to work his way into the fight and look for a late stoppage. Other people think he might have to go early, let his guns go early. But if he can get on top against Alexander Usyk, he's got to take those opportunities when they come.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Now, you mentioned it, you said, so I'm about to hit you with the odds. All right?
Hit me with the odds.
I'll hit you with the odds. All right? Alexander Usyk to win this fight is 1-6-1.
Well, it makes sense. He's a big favourite.
1-6. Yeah. Tony Bellew to win this is at 9-2. You previously said, you said to Alexander that you see him winning it by a decision.
No, that was against Anthony Joshua.
All right.
I think Usyk beats Joshua.
Is it?
I think he beats him on points.
Oh my days! And what about this one? Have you decided yet?
I told him. That's why he said, "Praise be to God if I can beat him." I think Usyk has the skills to beat Anthony Joshua on points.
So let me ask you this: do you think, or have you made a decision yet on this fight, on who you think's going to win this one? Have you made a decision yet, or are you going to make the decision on Friday? How are you?
I think Tony Bellew will have some Tony moments. Tony Bellew will have some moments in this fight. I think he'll leave it all out there. I think Usyk will win comfortably on points. Comfortably on points. But I don't. Are you going to tell that to him? I don't think Tony Bellew will want to give up.
Are you going to tell him that?
No, I'll tell him. And he'll say to me, Gaz, I know you've said that before.
But I like
They're all saying it.
You know what? I like that.
Well, what are you saying then?
No, listen,
What are you saying?
I'll tell you exactly what I'm saying. I'll tell you what I'm saying. The reason why he's asking me what I'm saying is so he can tell whoever it is that I'm saying what I'm saying.
Who are you
However,
saying?
I'm saying Tony Bellew.
On what? By what?
By knockout.
What round?
Stoppage.
Odds.
I'm going. Oh, odds. Hey, hold on. We got to welcome the longest reigning cruiserweight champion of all time. The longest.
He reigned for
the longest.
Didn't you reigned? You reigned for 24 years, didn't you?
Cruiserweight champion of all time.
He reigned for 24 years. He had 72 defensives. No one ever laid a glove on him. Yeah, the one and only.
Can I just say something? You two are really loud.
Yeah.
Number one.
We're really loud, and we're going to get louder.
Please, have some etiquette with Manchester.
Yeah, okay.
This could be a wicked. We like the 3 degrees.
Are we really that loud? Are we really that loud?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Has my mum been complaining that she's hearing me on the Sky broadcast?
What is it like having a fight of this magnitude here on British shores?
You know what? People don't. The problem is, Alexander Usyk is not a household name like Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
So the UK fans actually do not realise who they have here, who this guy is.
Yeah.
This guy, I said before, and I kind of got chopped for it because people didn't understand what I was saying. This guy does not have the confidence to match his ability, and his confidence is there, and his ability is there. But this guy is potentially brilliant.
Yeah.
He doesn't realise.
I've just told him that I think he beats Anthony Joshua on points.
All right. So
do you agree?
So what I'm saying
Can
to you,
he?
Not yet. He's got to fill out into heavyweight.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is,
but you don't disagree with me.
This Alexander Usyk is a confident guy, but he doesn't realise how good he is. Now, if there's ever a chance for Tony Bellew to fight him and beat him, it's now.
Yeah.
Because this boy doesn't know how good he is.
Yeah.
And he's good right now.
Yeah.
He's an athlete. He's 6'4". The guy can walk on his hands.
Yeah.
The guy is like naturally strong. He's sleeping on a straw bed. He probably got paid $7 million for his last fight. He wants grassroots. Now, Tony Bellew, when he talk about him, Tony Bellew said, you know what, if I wasn't fighting him, I'd be clapping him. This guy is brilliant. But Tony Bellew is one of the cleverest, astute fighters out there. So if there's a way to beat Alexander Usyk, he's got to find it. And it's a narrow line, it's a narrow avenue for him to try and find, but he's going to try and find it. Usyk stands a bit more square in the last few fights, so he's there to be hit. Tony Bellew is going to make sure he's not going to be hit. If Tony tries to box down the back foot, Usyk will hunt him down and catch him eventually. So Tony's going to make this man set a trap for this man, make him make a mistake, get a shot off, see what the effect is when he lands a shot. This is how Tony's going to play it. It's going to be a chess match. Watch your screen, lady. It's going to be a chess match. For
these Ukrainian women think they can get anywhere, don't they? You know? I don't mean that in the right way, of course.
The men as well, they're yeah. Anyway, all right, listen, that's all right, absolutely. I guess the next question is, all right, what round do you see this going?
I think
how far do you see?
I see it going late. I see it going late because Usyk's not the kind of. If Usyk's on top, he's not the kind of guy that's going to try and knock you out. He's going to be like a cat with a mouse and try and torture you. For Tony Bellew is a boxer. He'll build up. He'll work on. He'll use it. I think Tony can hit him and hurt him, but Tony, I don't think is physically strong enough to manhandle him. So Tony will want to take him down the stretch, and that's how the fight will go. And that's why when you see these two fighters get in the ring, it's going to be a chess match for a while. But you'll see within the first 4 or 5 rounds who's got the upper hand.
Potential fight of the year?
Potentially, yeah. Potentially, yeah. But as Gareth said, Alexander Usyk, if he gets through this fight, I think he moves on and terrifies everybody in the heavyweight division.
Seriously?
Well, because listen, I've seen this guy. Let me tell you, I've seen this guy sparring with Vladimir Klitschko when Vladimir
couldn't lay a glove on him.
Yeah, when Vladimir was trained to fight Tyson Fury, he twisted him up.
Yeah.
I mean, Usyk twisted. Vladimir could get him. 1 round, 2 rounds. They thought, stop the sparring, get out the ring. So they didn't just make him get out of the ring and stand at the side. They ushered him out of the gym so we couldn't talk to him. This guy madded him up, and I thought, you know what? Who is that guy? From then, I said, Adam, watch him. When he was in the tournament, I said, this guy will be in from the off. This guy is potentially brilliant.
Do you know what? For me, physically, he's a white Muhammad Ali. That he's got the same dimensions that Ali had, though he's a southpaw, and he is so fast on his feet. His work rate is so high as well that he's a very, very difficult guy to fight. For me, Johnny, I've said it all along, I think Usyk wins on points, but Tony has such tenacity, there will be moments for him in the fight, and he's got to take those opportunities. He could be rounds behind.
What Tony's got is what most fighters haven't got.
Yeah.
He's got cojones.
Genuine self-belief.
Cojones. Evander Holyfield was like that. Evander Holyfield to the last round thought he could win, even if he was getting battered for the first 11.
And that might happen in this fight.
Tony Bellew is one of those few kind of fighters, and we've got him on these shows. You know, if he wins, he actually blitzed what I achieved as a world champion. He blitzed what David Hay achieved as a world champion. He blitzed whatever Glenn McCrory achieved as a world champion. This guy puts himself up there because he dared to go in with the best fight in the world for all the belts. He had the opportunity, took it, went in there, he talked the talk and walked the walk. So we need to give this boy credit.
Oh, there's no question.
You know, I do not doubt for 1 second. The only thing that worried me was Tony saying, this is my last fight. Now, when a fighter says that before his fight, it's like he's checked out already. But I know Tony's wife is giving him hellfire to pack in. I hear that. You know, she's the boss. No West Australia.
All right, listen. These two have both been disputing over who's actually the superstars. Tony Bellew says Usyk's a superstar. Usyk says Bellew's a superstar. Who's a superstar?
You know what? They are both super. Look how Tony Bellew's turned his career around from being hated, from being a loser at light heavyweight to being a world champion and being a hero. He's got people cheering for him, going mad in Manchester. A Scouser getting cheered in Manchester. Then Usyk comes over. Usyk, Eastern European, people are like cheering, giving him respect where respect is due. You've got two superstars there. They're not stupid. These guys are like trained assassins. They're like waiting, thinking, I'll big you up, I'll talk nice about you, but I'm going to kick your ass. And that's how they're looking at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, in a few moments, we're going to have a chance to speak to Mr. Bellew. What would your words to Bellew be?
Do you think? Dare to win, boxing. Move on, you know, use your speed. He's got like a stutter jab. It's like he's going to throw the jab, he stops midway through. You think, is that it? Boom! You get him with it again. Yeah, and he's fast and sharp with it as well. It's underrated. It is underrated. I've seen him on the pad. I thought, I don't like that. I don't like your style. It's not nice, you know. But you look at the two and you think. Usyk physically it will be the stronger two physically.
Absolutely. And then the question is, which one of these two would you least like to fight?
Both of them. I wouldn't want to fight any of them. Usyk, it'd probably be the easy out of the two, only because he's a very unorthodox, so that's why he's so successful. I'm used to training with unorthodox and training with orthodox people, so I understand unorthodox. I understand twisted stuff. I understand that. I get it. It's like some guys are very good at beating southpaws. I understand unorthodox, so it's not new to me. Tony Bellew, he's one of those guys where you've got to chop his hands and feet off and nail him to the ground to get rid of him. That's the kind of guy I don't want to fight, because I'll knock him down, I'll walk away, and he's like in my face. I'm like, oh, come on. So I'd say I'd fight Usyk rather than Bellew.
Ah, fantastic. Well, listen, we got to try and get him, but first we got Mr. Caldwell. We got Mr. Caldwell in. Listen, Johnny, love you, mate. I'm still working on my Yorkshire accent. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a good Yorkshire tea while we're up here in Manchester as well, yeah. Mr. David Caldwell, how's it going?
I'm good, how are you?
Fantastic, good seeing you again.
Yeah, it's always nice to be at these events, isn't it?
Now we're kind of getting weird mind games from Tony ahead of this.
In what way?
Alexander Usyk was over there, and Tony shouting to the fans, he's a superstar, make the most of him while he's here.
But he is.
But you're not looking up to him for this fight, are you?
No, he is what he is. You can't, just because you're fighting him, you can't not acknowledge what he is, because in order to beat a man, you have to look at what he is, see what his strengths are. He's a great fighter. If you ignore his strengths, then you're going to get absolutely hammered. So, you know, people that say, he's useless, he's rubbish, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and don't actually give him the credit for what he is, you're walking into a minefield. We're not walking into a minefield. We understand what's in front of us. Same as how we understood what was in front of us with David Hay. We understand what's in front of us. You know, we're not these people that think that, you know, we're indestructible, unbeatable, and you know, can beat everybody out there. You have to be mindful of who you've got in front of you, and then you can act accordingly.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, this is such a major, unprecedented fight here on these shores. How do you think does the atmosphere in the arena on Saturday night does that have any relation to how this fight's going to go? Is it
not to how it's going to go, but you soak it up. It's going to be a weird sort of atmosphere, because it's like when you know it's your man's last fight, right? So it's the last fight. So
apparently,
no, apparently it is.
Even if he wins,
no, apparently it is. He wins, he walks away.
You won't let him come back?
No. Number one, his wife won't let him come back at his home. Right, so if he gets kicked out of his house because he says he's going to fight, turns up with his bag at my gym, then he gets kicked out of my gym.
Okay. So he's got nowhere to go. So if he fights after winning, you and his wife are going to make him destitute.
Yeah, but if he fights after winning, then
he's going to be in Iceland or somewhere,
divorced, and with a new coach.
And looking for a new coach.
Adam Booth said he was looking for someone new.
How do you see this fight going? Some people have said if it's going to go the distance, it's going to be it's going to have a bit of everything.
It's a bit of everything. Listen, there's going to be moments when it looks like, whoa, you're getting beat. It might happen, you know. But then there's going to be moments when it's like crowd's going to be exploding. And then there's going to be moments when it's okay, you know, a clever sort of fight. I think it's going to have everything, because you've got two very good fighters in there, and it's not good saying, oh, Tony just needs to go out there and swing everything at him, because then this man's just going to make you look like a fool.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to be educated. You have to be clever in what you're doing. And Tony Bellew, one thing, is a lot more clever and a lot more smart than what people give him credit for. You know, he's got a great boxing brain.
Well, what about this then?
Go on.
William Hill are coming up with odds over who Tony's going to fight next. Bivol, Wilder, or who else was it? Or Dubois.
Danny Dubois.
So I want to know is who at William Hill is wasting their time coming up with these odds?
There's a few people behind the camera.
There's a few people behind the camera.
Blame him.
Time, man.
That man there.
It's not happening.
Blame Tony Kenny of Ireland. Yeah, there you go. I've got his name in finally. Look, we're going to wrap shortly, but I spoke to you both last week at length, and you were absolutely brilliant. I've got to say, he actually does look in the best shape, best movement, the fastest I've ever seen him, Dave. Is that a fact?
Yeah, I would say so. I haven't had a speedometer on him or anything like that, but the way that it feels and it seems, it definitely does.
Bellew by KO?
The thing is,
Bellew by KO?
Yeah, I believe so.
Late rounds?
I think so.
What's the odds, Dave? Cheeky sport, Dave, that is.
On the late rounds?
I think so, but anything from mid, but...
Listen, I'm just going to tell you this. Listen, you can't get better prices on round-by-round betting than by through William Hill. I'm telling you. On the shortest odds for a knockout for Tony Bellew is between round 6 and round 9 at 50 to 1.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Between 6 to 9.
Wow. Wow, everyone thinks he's really going to get battered. Really?
Hey, Rachel, Tony's wife, if you're watching,
that's what I'm
put
saying.
a bit of money on that.
Listen, double, triple.
It's another new kitchen.
Look at that. 50 to 1. That's the shortest for him. It's 6 to 9, 50 to 1, 10, 66 to 1, 11, 80 to 1, 12, 100 to 1. Points, 14 to 1.
I'm just looking at every round. Wow.
Listen, the rules, I tell you, you can't get a better price on round-by-round betting. Look at that.
So listen. Let me just say this, right? On camera, let me just say this, right? Tony Bellew achieves the impossible according to these odds and beats Usyk on Saturday night. Say chins him one of these rounds. Great odds. Any round, take your pick. Nobody can make any excuses. No, because every win he's always had, people make excuses. And this is the whole point of this fight, is he's going in there at the deep end against the best man out there, right? This is his last fight. So when he wins this fight and he walks off into sunset, Give the man respect, and that's all.
And he ought to go into the hall. Well, I'll say this, you know, been covering boxing 27 years. Tony Bellew wins this. He should be a shoo-in for the International Boxing Hall of Fame, as you should be as well.
Forget about me, he's doing the fighting.
No, but I know he's transformed your life because you told me that a lot. Because you guys are mates principally, but he's transformed your life with his energy and happiness and drive and ambition.
Everything. Yeah, I wouldn't be here now in boxing as a coach because I walked away from it, so I wouldn't be here now. So yeah,
amazing. It's a great story.
It's a fantastic relationship between you two. We're going to let you go.
Thank you.
So I know we've got a lot of work to do.
Nice one.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Dave. As always. Dave. Cheers. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Gareth, what a night. Listen,
do you know I could go on for another hour?
Of course. You know why he can go on for another hour? Because he was an hour late.
Because I missed the first hour, yeah. But you know what? Leave the cameras rolling. I'll go on for another. Go on. Get out clubbing in Manchester and I'll finish off. Now, come back in here.
Listen, it's been an absolutely amazing day today.
It's been a blast.
It's been amazing. Listen, guys, we've got loads more content coming out. We're at the press conference tomorrow, live and direct to the press conference. We've got loads more stuff. We've got weigh-in on Friday. And we're at the fight out on Saturday, which is going to be on all of William Hill's social channels. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Guys, get involved. Like I said before, there's no better place for round-by-round betting. The fight's going to be exceptional. On top of that, we've got the one and only Mr. David Diamante.
Imagine to sign us off. Come on in here.
Sign us off.
Sign us
Wearing
off.
the famous
Go on,
Poppy.
sign us off 3 days early.
Yeah,
Go on, sign us off, baby.
Yeah.
Make us sing, baby.
William Hill watchers, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow at the presser.
Yo!